Hello and welcome to JN CareerApt. This is Nithya Natarajan. Today's guest, Mr. Partho Protim Samanto, is an award-winning principal with 25 years of experience across diverse school environments in India. With deep insight into student behavior and a vision for nurturing well-rounded, confident, and competent individuals, he brings a wealth of wisdom to this conversation. Welcome to the podcast series, Future Ready Students Insights from Education Leaders. We extend a hearty welcome to you, sir. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you,
Sir,
ma'am.
you have
Thank you, ma'am, for inviting me.
our pleasure, sir. Sir, you have experienced different school environments across India, starting from all boys schools to boarding schools to day-come boarding schools. So, can you please share with us how has this diversity shaped your approach to student development and leadership?
Yeah. I started my career in a day school, worked there for 15 years, and then I got the opportunity to work in a all boys boarding school, that is Welham Boys School. And from there, I moved to Daycom boarding school, and I worked in two different Daycom boarding schools, and finally again back to a day school. Now, working in a day school and day come boarding school, as well as a boarding school, all boys boarding school, is a completely different sphere, working in different spheres. Because when I started working in day school, the system, the culture of day school is completely different than all boys boarding school. Again, when I moved from all boys boarding school to a decom boarding school, again there the culture is different. Now, when I talk about student development and leadership, uh, there has been different, I would say, domains in terms of my view in terms of student leadership and development. Now, when I was working in a day school, it is confined to a time frame. Now, a child is coming to a school for 5 to 6 hours, and then within that, being a teacher, when you are able to interact with a child and for only that within that time frame. And after that, the child goes home, and whatever you have been able to initiate, that it gets diffused once the child moves out from the school setup and goes back to his house. And then again, the child is with the parents, with the peers, with friends, with relatives. And so the process of development over there, I would say, is little slow. It develops, but it is a bit slow. But now when I joined all boys boarding school, where we are getting the students for 24 hours. Now there the system is completely different. You are getting a student who is inside a structured environment. He's getting up in the morning and he's going for his exercise, PT, coming back, having meals. When they're having meal, the teachers are sitting with them, guiding them throughout, teaching them the etiquettes, the dining etiquettes, the behavior, the discipline, then academic focus. A lot of discussions are going on, and from there, a child this and the teacher is spending with the child the whole day and night. Even when the child is having any issues that in the middle of the night, the teacher is there to guide the child. So basically, the teacher is acting as facilitator or mentor in a boarding school. So boarding school
And a
acts as a place or as an institute where overall holistic development takes place. That is completely, different than day school. Both have got their pros and cons, but I, because since I have worked in all the setups, I I prefer the development of the student in terms of leadership takes place better in a boarding school because they are continuously monitored, they are continuously guided, and the students are on their own, and that makes them self responsible, and they get a lot of opportunities, and the character building takes place. So the now when since you are asking me about how my approach was has changed, it is definitely since I had worked in a boarding school. When I moved from a from a boarding school to day camp boarding school, I always wanted that kind of setup where I could give the maximum effort in building a child in terms of the leadership. Though it is a bit difficult because parental interference is always there. And then, as I said, when the students they go back home, they get diffused, they get completely carried away. But still, I would suggest that yes, in terms of understanding the child, boarding school is the best place for the teachers or for any a capacity of any administrative officer or a principal or anyone. A boarding school is the best place.
Right, right. I have worked in a boarding school for 7.5 years in the very beginning of my career, and I used to like
Right.
really, really enjoy. Like
Yeah.
you are surrounded by children 24 hours a day, almost 24
True.
hours a day, and you get to
True.
like
True.
influence even outside the classroom.
Yes. Yes. Very
So
much.
yeah,
Because the life
yeah.
over there, it's a family, completely a family where they are
Like
completely
you
in
act
connect
as
with
the
you.
parent as well, and they come to you even with their like personal issues and all of
Yes.
that. So that kind of a bonding is like really like you carry it throughout life.
True.
Right.
True.
Great.
Very much
Great.
true.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So you have seen students from diverse backgrounds, up close. You've because you've stayed in boarding schools and all that. So you have interacted with them on a very, very basic level also. So what do you believe are the common needs or aspirations of students today, regardless of where they come from?
Uh, the aspirations, because see, in different, I have been in different states, in different demographic location. But what I have observed, the basic thing is when a child is coming to a school, irrespective of, the demographic location, caste, culture, creed, whatever. But the first thing is education. Now, when we talk about education, it is all about the holistic development of a child. So, a child comes, the child may not always come uh, for, becoming a star in terms of academics, but there are other spheres also where the child wants to excel and grow, and the child needs that support. And that support is only possible when the mentor or the teacher is able to understand the school setup itself has to provide that, an environment where we understand, yes, every child is unique and every child has got aspirations to, according to their potential. Now, we
Hmm.
cannot expect a child to be academician. Definitely, there are students with different talents, born with different talents, and we need to nurture those talents so that when we give that opportunity to a child to grow, that is where the growth starts. I mean, if a child is a good badminton player, we need to identify that. So the aspiration of child is to become a badminton player. Now, I am working with these kind of, a project where we promote sports. Now, as I say, that when we see a child is very interested in sports, and maybe that child he may not become Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli, but if the child is good in sports as well as good in physics, the child can maybe he the child can aspire to become a sports technology. He can be a part of
Right.
sports technology, or if he's good in biology, then he can become sports nutritionist or dietitian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Or a
good in
physiotherapist.
English.
Hmm.
Yeah, if the child is good in English, then the child can take up a sports journalism. So the aspiration of a child depends on whether the teachers, we need to understand that what the child is into. And then once we are able to get that, I think there we can navigate them and then they will move them to the right career. So that's what the child needs, because we cannot leave them in the middle of the sea and we want them to become engineer and doctor, which is the present scenario now, where the parents, or each and every parent, they want the child to become doctor and engineer, irrespective of getting four in maths, and then the parent wants the child to become an engineer. I faced
Yeah.
one parent in Imphal when I was in Imphal. One child was in class 10 and I had observed him from 1 year, and every exam he used to get 5, 6, 7, not double digit anytime. So, and he
Hmm.
had taken standard maths. And then I called for the parent and then I asked him that this is the situation. Why don't you shift? Because see, we used to observe this, and we used to change the students as per their mathematical aptitude. We used to change them from standard maths to basic maths, as CBSE, as per CBSE guidelines. Now, the parent is saying that मेरा बच्चा इंजीनियर बनेगा. I
Mhm.
mean, then I had to tell him that आपका बच्चा इंजीनियर बनेगा, लेकिन जो ब्रिज बनाएगा वो तो ब्रिज टूट जाएगा. उसका तो मैथ्स में आई हैव नेवर सीन हिम पासिंग इन मैथ्स थ्रू आउट हिज लाइफ. ही इज गॉट समथिंग एल्स टू डू. So
Yeah.
this
So
is
how
where
will he,
are the
how
parents.
will what will be his competency when he starts engineering, even in a private college?
Yes, true.
He won't be
This
able
is
to
where we
complete
need
it.
to
He won't be
understand.
able to complete the
No,
course in the first place.
no. And you would be surprised to know in Imphal there is no commerce stream in the schools, only science and arts. So
Hmm.
even we are staying in a country where there are places where we even don't know that which the importance of streams. So commerce is missing, only science and arts, and that is where we have to be
In
the
some
parents
schools,
satisfying their egos basically.
hmm. In some schools in southern part of India, if you see, like humanities stream is missing. Only science with biology or science with computer science and math, and then commerce stream. There is nothing called as a humanities stream. There's no art
Yeah.
stream at all in class 11
So
and
this
12.
is
In
very
most of the schools,
strange.
right,
Very
right,
strange. Yeah.
right.
So
Okay, so
aspirations, as you said, aspirations are within the students. Every student has, got the aspirations to move forward, and then we need to support them as per their aspirations
right,
to
right. So
achieve their full potential.
common aspiration or the common need for all the students wherever they come from is provide us the opportunities, help us explore the opportunities, and succeed at our own pace.
Yes, yes, very
Right?
much, very
Like
much. You just
students are not
need the
and
guidance.
goals.
That's all. Yeah,
Hmm.
we need to
Okay, so
guide
just
them. We
give
need
us
to stand beside and tell them, okay, this is the route. You just walk. Just move from
right,
here.
right,
You will get the
right.
right path.
Help them explore, help them,
Yes,
find out and discover what their strengths
correct,
are and support them
correct. Yes,
instead
very
of
true.
like pushing all our aspirations and the conventional ideas that we have on them. That's what most parents do, even the
Most parents
educated
push their
parents. Most
ideas very
parents,
much.
that's what
Yes.
like they say, these are the
Mm,
good professions, this is where you will earn a lot of money, so just pursue this career.
mm. Yes,
Right,
true.
right. So, sir, your vision speaks of creating well-rounded individuals who are confident and competent individuals, right? So, how do you practice this in your school?
Uh, when I talk about well-rounded, confident, and competent, uh, I see. I have myself. I have studied from a convent school where discipline was at the most top priority. So I want always, I have been, wherever I have been, I always wanted my students to be disciplined, disciplined in terms of overall outlook. That means how the disposition of a child, how he talks, how the etiquettes, his behavior. Because for me, marks doesn't matter. I have never judged a child by his marks. It had happened that in one of the schools in Kolkata, where I used to initially work, I had a student who used to fail in many subjects. Out of five subjects, two, three subjects used to fail. But the child's
Hmm.
behavior and his etiquettes were at top level. I mean, he's in touch with me. He's doing quite well in his professional career. He's having his own business. So, and those days, sometimes we used to wrap them also because of their naughtiness. I'm talking
Hmm.
about 19, say 2002, 2003, those years I'm talking about. And the students, those years, I mean, that time, this holistic word was not there. It had only come with
Yes,
NEP 2020 coming in, and then we came to know, okay, we need overall holistic development. So a child needs to be, I mean, his value system should be strong.
strong, correct.
His educational, I even tell my parents when I orient them, I tell them that I'm not going to look at your child's mark. But yes, if his value system is strong, he will do well in his life. You don't have to think anything. And once his value system is strong, he can inculcate anything which comes across.
Right.
So
Right.
that is what one of the very important component which I always practice. Apart from there, whatever is there, like creativity, critical thinking, analytical thinking, all those things which are there, digital literacy. So these
Mhm.
are part of it. These will only come when a child is, ready to accept and learn. So that is how
Have a
I
growth
connect. Yeah, I connect my student as a well-rounded, confident, and competent. So a student can be only confident and competent when he's drilled with proper education, proper knowledge, all those things, and along with a good value system. That will help him grow in his life.
mindset. Right. Great, great. As a principal, why do you think teaching students to be emotionally intelligent and teaching them life skills, like you were saying, how we teach them to be disciplined, we teach them the values, we teach them to be independent, take responsibility for themselves and all that. So, why do you think all of these life skills and emotional intelligence is important for a student's success? And how do we nurture them alongside academics, because academic excellence is also important. So apart from academic excellence, how do we nurture these life skills and emotional intelligence in schools?
Yeah, the life skills are very, very important today. If a child is given a situation, where the child needs to be independent for some time, or needs given a situation where he needs to take some decision. So if we don't put them in such situations, then they will not learn. That means if we keep on spoon feeding them every time, spoon feeding,
Right,
in day school that happens. The school where I'm working, it happens the same thing. Still now, COVID has already left, and now we are, in a normal pace. We are working with a normal situation. Still now, the teachers are sending them work which is being done in the school. Now, what happens? That creates a negative impact. How the students, they don't want to come to the school. Why? Because they are already getting the material from the school itself. So they are coming towards the school. The interest of coming to the school is lost. So this is the problem which I am facing, and definitely when the students are in class 9, 10, 11, 12, most of the school this is happening. The students are, especially in class 11 and 12, they are hardly they're coming to the school. The attendance is very poor. In CBSE, 75% attendance is mandatory. We are pushing, we are trying our level best from pillar to post, we're running around, and then we are still not getting students coming to the school. Why? Because there are certain life skills which are missing in them.
mhm.
They don't have that idea that the importance of they don't have the value and importance of the school in their life. And this has been supported by the parents. Now, if we compare that with a boarding school, the system of boarding school is very, very different, because you already have worked in a boarding school, you know it. There is no such problem. Over there, also, students are studying the same stream. Over there, also, they aspire the same aspirations they have. Then why over here the students don't want to come to the school? It is because we have unnecessary interference from the parents in terms of satisfying their own, egos or their wantings. Now, as you said, that life skills, yes, the life skills, uh, the students learn best in the boarding school.
Because
They,
they are away from parents and they don't
yes,
have parents
they are no
overprotecting
parental
them,
interference. They're given a situation,
making
and
peace
then
in
a
every
challenging
small
situation.
decision for them.
Yes.
Right.
And so, where I was in Welham Boys, after from class 8 onwards, they used to be sent every year. They used to go for this trekking, hiking. So, and why they used to be sent? Because I have seen students, those who used to be very stubborn, uncontrollable by the teachers. But once they go there, all the stubbornness goes down, and they pacify, and they know that this is where we have to learn this, and they get used to, they get along with the teachers very well. So
Right.
these,
Outside the classroom
uh,
setting, they blend well with the teachers.
yes, the blending improves. And that happens because a teacher is very close to the student at that point of time. I mean, I have faced the same thing when I was in Welham Boys School. I had taken the students for a cycling CCA camp for 7 days, and we had gone to a hilly terrain, and was a student very good in sports, the excellent swimmer, but his attitude was not, not appropriate. Hmm. He used to, I would say, bully others. He
Mhm.
was a little arrogant. But once we visited the camp, and after 7 days, his whole disposition changed. That means he learned the life skill which is important, and then he started utilizing that in his life. So
Yeah.
that is
So
how
there
it
are
is
these kind
important.
of
Yes,
feelings and all that which they have to vent out at some place.
yes. So
So you
basically,
take
what
them
needs to
away
be done
from the
is,
classroom.
yeah,
Yeah.
what needs to be done is that the student needs to be thrown into real life situation. You give them a
Right.
real life situation and a problem, and you leave them, and then they will understand the importance, the value of a person who is there with. Now, if a child will see a teacher in the school and will think this teacher does not know anything, but that same teacher is going to be a savior when the situation is there, so he learns it.
Right. Right.
So
So you
this
allow
this
them
is
to
how.
make mistakes, learn from mistakes, give them
Yes,
new
very much,
experiences where they are allowed to
very much.
learn. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right, 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 right.
That's right, sir. That's right. You have won a lot of awards, like the National Principal Award and the Best Principal Award in many regions, which is a great achievement. So, can you please
Thank you
share
so
with
much.
us what makes your leadership style stand out from the crowd? How is it different from the others?
Uh, it's, I won't say different, but yes, uh, I keep certain, you know, I with my staff and with my students, I try to be very interactive and try to know the situations that where they exactly what is the problem, and then I try to solve it, keeping in mind the interest of the school as well as the students and the teachers. So I would say with cooperation, with the collaboration of the student and the staff, yeah, to an extent, a democratic style of working. I don't, create dictatorship in the school. I definitely want to have a learning environment and want to
Mhm.
create a positive environment, especially, and that environment helps. When a child, if I would say that if a child is doing mistakes, then we generally inform the parents, and then we start complaining. I tell in a different way, yes, your child is, they do mistakes, don't inform now, but yes, when the child is doing something good, please inform the parents. So
Right.
that
That's a
creates
nice
a
approach.
positive, yeah, that creates a positive impact on the whole system. Same thing was with my teachers. I
Mhm.
motivate them. Definitely, they do something good. It has definitely has happened many a times that when I find a teacher is doing great, something good, and then recognition is not given to them, I think they deserve a lot. So that recognition, a small thank you and tapping, I think that makes sense, and they get motivated. So we need to
Right.
keep, motivating the teachers, motivating our students with a little bit way, and once that is there, a bonding generates. So unless until we have a bonding between the staff and the students as well as the principal, we cannot have a positive learning environment, so that you
Right.
connect, you get to know them and you get to know their problem. There should be it should be open that yes, they should be open to come and talk to you about whatever issues they are facing. Otherwise, there will be always a barrier, and then it may look that yes, I may try to showcase that everything is fine, but actually nothing is working out. So that is
Right.
how I try to, you would say, run a school in terms of my teachers and my students.
Right. So you are actually like going down to their level and connecting with them on a personal level,
Very much,
maintaining good
very much,
interpersonal skills,
very much,
interpersonal
very much.
relationship with them. So they feel free
Interpersonal
to
relationship.
express their, yeah, their problems with you. They feel free to share their problems with you. And
Yes.
then, so that itself is like you are actually role modeling emotional intelligence,
True.
to your
You're very
students.
much
And I'm
correct.
sure when you call, when the parent gets a call from the school saying that your child has done something good, I'm sure they're going to, like, the students are motivated to do better, because
Yes.
again, they want you to call their parents and tell them that, right? So
Yes. True.
that's a great
True.
approach that you're doing, sir. So I was actually going to ask you, like, what strategies you follow to motivate your students and teachers, which you have already answered. That's
Thank
a
you so
great
much.
learning. I'm sure the school leaders who watch this program, that's going to be a big takeaway for them.
Hopefully,
Great.
yeah.
So what advice you would like to give principals and school leaders in small towns and rural areas who want to offer holistic education despite the limited resources that they have?
Yeah. So, ma'am, the first thing they have to know that the meaning of holistic education. And once they, break it properly into different domains and then work on that. Because see, every school cannot be Welham Boys School, every school cannot be Doon School. Though Doon School and Welham Boys School, Mayo, they are all part of their tier 2 cities. But yes, there are limitations, but it all depends on the mindset of a person. I mean, if you want to work for the students, if you want to work from them, and if you really want to see a spark in them, you have to, create an environment where the students will come to you, they will engage with you. As you said, that interpersonal, yeah, definitely interpersonal relationship is very important. And then you will start, once you know the requirement of a child, you will, because now see, we are dealing with alpha generation. Now,
Hmm.
when we are dealing with alpha generation, uh, when I orient my parents, I don't talk about anything else, because I talk only about the generation which I'm dealing with. I don't know whether the other principals, how many they do about it, but I orient the parents, because the first thing is we are dealing with the students and we must know what kind of students we are dealing with, which generation we are dealing with, because once we know them, then the parents will be able to, parenting will will improve.
Become
And I
easier.
always say the restructuring of parenting skills. So they will restructure the parenting skills once they know their child. And once my teachers know the student, they will all be also able to teach them. So being a principal, we must know what generation we are teaching. And
Right.
accordingly, we have to set ourselves. So once we set that the tone and tenor of the situation, then I think the music will, it will feel much more better, and it will really, we won't feel it a noise. It will definitely feel a pleasant music to our ears. So that's what we
Yeah.
need to do. So it is not about resources are limited, definitely, but yes, mindset. People, I mean, human beings, we don't have a fixed mindset. We don't have we have to broaden our mindset. We cannot have a fixed mindset. We have to have a growth mindset. So limited
Growth
resources
mindset.
can be there, but mindset should be unlimited. So once we have that, I think that helps in developing of a child. A child needs nothing, just care and guidance and understanding. If a person understands a child, then the development, because they are just like clay, you need to mold them, and you can mold them as per your need. If you want a proper holistic development, you can you can definitely, if without resources also, you can do it. What we need a building, we need a ground, and that's all. And we need good teachers. Once we have good teachers, quality teachers, we should have those who want to listen, those who want to learn, and those who want to follow the instructions and do according to the need of the situation. So that will help,
Right.
definitely.
Right. And in today's world, like, connecting with other professionals or any other resource persons online is easy. You just have to reach out
Yes,
and look for them. Yes.
yes,
So
very
even if
much,
you don't
very
have
much.
the resources, you can still reach out to people and ask for help, and you'll definitely get it.
Yes, digitally everything is available now, and students are
Everything.
also, since I said alpha generation, they are also connected very much, so it won't be a problem.
Yeah, and the major problem that parents have, and in general adults have, is like, we always want the kids. We compare these kids to our childhood, and say, I wasn't like this. I was so disciplined, and I used to respect my parents. I used to obey my parents, and you are not doing. So we totally forget about that generation gap that exists between our childhood, the times when we grew up, and the current time where these kids are
Right.
growing up. So as
Right.
adults, I think we should like first learn that there is a generation gap and try to, like you said, you understand what kind of students we are dealing with. And
Yeah.
that's when parenting becomes easy. That's when running a school also becomes easy. Once you
Yes.
understand
Yes.
the
Yes.
children and,
That's what
deal
I
with
said.
them.
That was first we need to educate the parents in terms of the generation they
Correct,
are dealing with and what we are dealing with. Once that is clear, so half work done.
correct, sir. Right. So finally, what do you think schools need to change today in order to prepare them for tomorrow?
See, ma'am, there is a lot of aspects. I mean, since I have worked in different schools, I have worked in a missionary school. Initially, I was talking about day school, boarding school in terms of the number, the students over there. Now, I talk about the management. I have worked in a missionary school. I have worked in a private school. I have worked in public school. I have worked in a owner-based school. So it all depends. The firstly, it depends on the management. What is the vision of the management?
Mhm.
We may think that we want to do thousands of things, but if the vision is not clear, if the mission is not, then there won't be any mission. So that is the first thing which we need to look into. Now the
Mhm.
schools, if they want holistic development and then they want to prepare the students not only for the exam and for the overall, challenges,
Mhm.
then they need to expose the students to each and every, condition and situations. So once the opportunity is given to the student, because if I say that uh, I have a field, but I don't have a football coach, then by showing the field for CBSE affiliation doesn't work, because then I don't have a football coach who is going to train my students. I don't have a proper computer lab where I can, use integrate AI. I don't have a robotic teacher, but still I am showcasing robotics in my ad. So that is the first thing which we need to, in management's, from the management's point of view, that we need to be very much clear about the focus that, yeah, we want to build the students, we want to create, I would say, holistic development among the students. So that is the first thing. So if the management is very clear about what they want and what they want to achieve, even they need to aspire. So on the basis of that, if they work, then things will become very easy. Otherwise, we will strive, and then there will be issues, and we will keep on losing the students, and then there will be parental complaints, there will be comparisons, and parents will not be, I would say, they won't come up with positive responses or feedback about the school.
Yeah, and the
So,
students might be like class toppers and school toppers and all that, but they may not succeed in life if we
no,
don't
we will
provide them.
only create students getting marks, and that's all. Because I must share this incident in my previous school. I had a one student of class 12, and he was a good student, well-behaved boy, and he used to be regular in class 12. He passed class 11 and went to class 12. He was regular for the school, and he used to come and talk to me very often. He used to come and talk to me. One day I came to know that the child committed suicide. Now, then I suddenly, I was not aware of the fact why. So when I came to know the reason, I was shocked. It was just because he had a quarrel with his mother regarding an iPhone or a video game, something like that, the electronic device basically. And and the mother just shouted at him, and he was emotionally hurt. So I would say the emotional quotient was not taken care properly at home.
He didn't
Definitely
know how to
in the
regulate his
school also it did not
emotions.
happen, and that's the reason this we had to lose one child. So these situations are there, and schools need to understand the situation, and accordingly they need to resonate with the present need of the hour.
Right. So in most of the webinars that I have with parents, I always talk about inculcating independent thinking and resilience in children.
Yes.
Because the world is highly competitive, and
Very
failures
much.
are part of success. It's not, so
True.
failure is not like opposite to success. It's actually a part of success. So we
Yes.
need to
Very much.
learn, and we need to teach children it's okay to fail. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to have these roadblocks in life. Everything, all of that is common and natural, and we have to overcome it.
Yes.
So resilience
That is
is
what
like
is life
really,
skill. That is how life skill
yeah,
works.
those are the life skills that we have to teach them. How to
Yes.
make good decisions, how to think independently, how to use social media carefully, like digital literacy. We talk about digital literacy, and digital literacy is not just how to use a computer or how to use chat gpt. It is how to use it in a safe manner,
In a
in a
safer. Yes.
productive,
Correct. Correct.
how to stay safe online when you are like using social media accounts and all that. So that's what we have
Right.
to be teach children. And but most parents are like more worried about how many marks my child is getting, and they ignore all of these other life skills, which are like really important for to make them
True.
future
True.
ready.
Yes, very much true. And we are facing that
Right.
is, I mean, it is going to take some time, but hopefully in the coming days, we should be able to, with more awareness, we should be able to change it to an extent. So
Right.
that is what that whole project is going on now. The awareness of the parents, and then because uh, when we talk about, as we are discussing about career now, career should be on the basis of child's interest. It should
Hmm.
not go where the parents needs or parent egos. So hopefully in the coming years we should be able to change it, and we should be able to guide the students as per their needs.
Right, right, right. So
Hopefully.
thank you so much, sir, for sharing such incredible insights with us today. I truly appreciate all the wisdom and the examples that you have shared with us. And I'm sure this
Thank you, ma'am.
for all the students, parents, and the school leaders who will be watching this program, they will have a lot of takeaways from this discussion. So thank you so much. Hope to
Thank you so
host
much.
you in the future interviews, sir. Thank you so much.
Sure, sure. Okay. Okay.